Flippity flop. What is up, my friends? So I didn't want to do a formal review, being that this cabinet has been out for over 6 months now, but I did want to put in, give my own little opinion, my own little 2 cents on this cabinet. Now, I enjoy the cabinet. I'm happy with my purchase, but for the channel, from a critique's point of view, I have to point out the things, the things that I don't like, and I just wanted to give my overall opinion in a quick rapid fire review video. So here we go. First things first, unlike the legacy cabs that offer you 12 games, this one offers 5 games. It's for the hardcore Marvel vs. Capcom fan or collector, or the hardcore Arcade1UP collector. Now, if you love these games, you'll be happy with the cabinet. The Wi-Fi competition is quick and easy to use. There's a leveling up system for each game. Your wins and losses are recorded individually for each game. My only gripe is that there's no way to exit a match after you win or lose. You basically have to hold down both 1 and 2 player start buttons for about 5 to 7 seconds. Which just seems ridiculous for a machine you just paid $500 for. 4 of the 5 games you can play online with. You can't play online with the Gems game. It's just a local beat-em-up style game that was actually featured on the Super Nintendo back in the 90s. I feel like it's a nice touch by Arcade1UP to throw this game in there, right? It's not an arcade game, so that's pretty cool. I noticed they're doing the same thing with the Killer Instinct cabinet. They're going to throw in Battletoads, which just wasn't an arcade game. So, this is one of the better Arcade1UP cabinets from Arcade1UP. Beautiful artwork all around. The artwork can vary depending on which retailer you bought it at. You have LED lights that can add some color and flair to the control deck, and can also, match what kind of color patterns you have in your game room, which is really cool. None of my other 5 Arcade1UP cabinets have that. You basically just push a button, and you can turn the lights on with several different color options, as you see. Now this monitor, get your standard 17-inch monitor that seems brighter and more colorful than my Capcom legacy cabinets. And you don't have the annoying ridges that were featured on the Capcom and Midway legacy cabs, which I thought were poor designs. It's the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet is a more comfortable arcade cabinet to play on. The control deck's more comfortable to use. The monitor also seems angled back a little bit better than the legacies, and the marquee does not block the monitor for the taller players like it did on the legacies. Here's some footage from my point of view when playing my Midway cabinet. This is basically how I view it, unless I'm squatting, which is how I usually play, because I like to play standing up. So what I do is I do a little like a horse's stance. If you go, those of you that are familiar with martial arts and karate, the horse's stance, I basically play on my legacies. And here's my view from the Capcom cabinet as well. But whatever, it is what it is, right? But these are things that you need to know. I'm 6'2", and this is how I view them. And I think if you're taller than 5'10", you're gonna have issues on those legacy cabinets. But this is not a legacy cabinet review. This is a Marvel vs. Capcom review, and it's a better design. The monitor is angled back better, and the marquee does not get in your way. And the games are great. I mean, these are Capcom quality arcade games, popular games. They're made from Capcom, and they're fighting games, right? I mean, need I say any more? The issues that bug me the most is when trying to pause or back out of the game, you'll have to hold down those 1 and 2 player buttons for what seems like an eternity. What would have made this cabinet even more appealing was to have it include the best of all the Marvel Capcom games, which is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, in my opinion. I mean, why did they not include the best game of the series? I spoke with that it's my buddy from the Rexer show, and he told me that it's probably because of emulation issues and extra costs. They decided not to include the game which is no question the best of all the Marvel Capcom games. It's not even close. I mean, the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 roster had over 50 characters. And that would have been amazing. It's just like a standalone cabinet. That alone, you know what I mean? So, to have a Marvel vs. Capcom nostalgic cabinet and not include the best game is a reason for most people to stay away from this. I mean, it offers no unique experience other than playing it on a cabinet. And of course, the Wi-Fi, which I have to admit is very fun and adrenaline-inducing. So, I mean, it's one of the pros of this cabinet. In an age where you usually have to pay for your online gaming service, like for modern consoles, Arcade1UP offers free service. You know, it's definitely a great perk to have on this machine, especially if you're paying $500 for it. You know, to have the Wi-Fi included, free gaming, online gaming for life. I mean, it's worth it, right? It's definitely a pro. So it's not like I'm eating up on this machine. I actually enjoy it, but I have to point out things that are alarming or points of interest, to say the least. So anyway, if you're considering this machine, I would pass and wait till the big blue comes out. I mean, the super fans have already bought this machine. So, which means that if you're taking the time to consider buying this, if you're watching this video and if you're still contemplating buying the machine, I'm here to tell you to just pass and wait for something else. Because one thing I've noticed with Arcade1UP is the longer this brand continues to grow, I noticed that they're just making better versions of previous cabinets. So, hey, be patient and eventually you may get what you want, exactly the way you want it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some information from my review. Until next time, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I cover a lot of Arcade1UP stuff. Yeah, man. Take care, everyone, and peace out.